was a very hot day here back in August of 2014, and local residents flocked to this beach right here to cool down. All of a sudden, in the early afternoon, artillery struck the center of the town. All in all, 15 people were killed, including 3 children. A lot of people were wounded.
No one could really believe something like this would happen, despite the fact there had already been fighting in places like Shakhtarsk and Ilovaisk. That evening in the heat, we were on our way to the beach, and we were not alone. I swam far and left my daughter here under the trees. There was a loud bang, and we, the swimmers, looked at each other. We did not understand what was happening. Small white clouds appeared in the sky. It was silent for some time, and then the water around us seemingly started to boil. I remember thinking, maybe it's better to dive so that the sharks do not hit me, and then we looked at the beach. We heard screams and saw smoke and something burning in the background. We swam to the shore and ran barefoot. And the only thought I had was, well, in what state will I see my daughter? Thank God I did not see her dead. She was sitting in the car with blood on her, but looking at me fully conscious. As it later turned out, a shot went right through her, and it was then I realized that miracles do happen.
We visited the local community center where we found a list of names of the people that were killed here in 2014, and we found the same last names, Yevgeny and Anna Kostenkov, father and daughter. She was only 2 years old when she was killed. Here, mother, father, and a 5-year-old boy who were also killed here on that day. And this is what they looked like. This is the 5-year-old boy right here. And this is the little girl with her father that were killed by Ukrainian airstrikes, who, according to an investigation, used cluster bombs to kill all these civilians back in August of 2014.
We are used to the Western accusations that say we are bombing ourselves, that we are lying. They have been saying that for 8 years. That day is our pain, our tragedy, and if someone is trying to prove that it's all a fake, I simply have no words for that.
This multi-flat residential building is located about 50-70 meters away from the beach, where 13 people, including children, have been killed. According to the locals, all the windows in this building had been blown out as a result of the Ukrainian strike.
People in the town went into hiding, of course, as many districts were hit. The school was hit as well. Some students didn't manage to run into the building and were killed at the entrance.
There was no fear at that time. I was ill for a year around then. Only lately that fear has been hitting me, making me afraid every time I hear the cupboard shaking.
This entire row of graves was allotted to the people that were killed by Ukrainian artillery, both adults and children. This is a family grave. Irina, Daniil, who was only 5 years old, and the father, Anton. Now, dozens of people rushed to the scene to help those that were wounded and to carry away the bodies of the people that were killed. I spoke to one of those people who was on the scene on August 13th.
There were so many wounded people that day. Residents worked together and provided any help they could. Anyone could stop their car and help drive the wounded to the hospital. After that, we were asked to gather the dead. It's hard to say something there was fake, since I saw it with my own eyes. For the rest of my life, I'll remember lifting the body of a 5-year-old boy in the presence of his father, completely heartbroken.
Local residents set up this memorial to remember those that were killed here on that hot summer day in August. The plaque here reads, "Eternal memory to our relatives, loved ones, children who died here during a barbarian attack by Ukrainian fascists. We will never forget. We will never forgive."